In this video, we turn this into this and then take it out for a rip. So this is the Traxxas Udr, the best radio-controlled desert racer in the world. In my opinion. So in this video, we're going to restore it, then we're going to have a little look at it to see what makes this car so special, and then we're going to take it out for a rip. So the body shell has completely had it, but it is very old and it has actually lasted surprisingly well. These steering links are a relative weak spot. I have fixed it because I broke it, but I fixed it with the wrong one, and now look, the wheels are doing this. So we've got some upgraded ones. A lot of people would say that the Armour Mojave is a lot better than the Traxxas Udr. I would say different. So they do look very similar. Both run on 6S lipos, both are stupidly fast, but when we turn them over, then you see the difference. So the UDR, a lot more realistic to the real thing, is set up like a real desert racer. So double wishbone suspension up front and solid live axle at the back. If we have a look at the Mojave's got front and rear double wishbone suspension. And durability wise, the Mojave wins hands down. So you're probably thinking, Kev, then why do you prefer the UDR? Guys, there is something really special about the UDR. Until you actually drive one for yourself, it's very hard to explain. It's super realistic. It's modelled after the real thing. And the way it drives, the way it handles, the way the suspension moves, especially when you put it in slow motion. Now, the Mojave is super cool, but it lacks all of those cool features that the UDR has. And although it can bash a lot better, if I was to get myself a basher, I would much rather get myself something like a Creighton 6S. So what about the Lossy SBR? It looks just as realistic, it's bigger, it's more durable, so why do I still prefer this one? It's just the feel of this, the way it handles and everything, the way the suspension moves. The SBR is super epic, but it hasn't quite got that coolness of the UDR. So in this video, let's fix it, let's take it out, let's get wrenching, get it all fixed up, and then take it out for a rip. The cool thing is, look, even with the body off, it still looks super realistic. So before we work on it, let's give it a quick clean up. And I like to use these baby wipes. That's actually an idea for Mick Craddock. It gets mud off, it gets grease off, and it makes all the plastic look like brand new again. And to get tips like that and many other RC car tips, I'm going to put a link down below to Mike Craddock's RC Masterclass. It's mainly for racers, but it's going to be a load of info on there for bashers too. Look at that. Not perfect, but a lot better than it was. Next, let's fit the steering. Check it out. And look at that, all that packaging for that. Check it out, guys. They look a lot stronger than the stock ones. Also on here, we've got extended hubs. These are from Banggood. I'm going to put a link to these down below. Link to these down below. While we're at it, let's have a look at some other upgrades. So, stock, these arms are really weak and they break really easily. And it does say in instructions not to bash these cars, but with a few minor mods, you can actually bash them. So these are RPM arms, and since I've put them on there, no more problems. Some people upgrade these upper links, but in my opinion, I'd rather they bend, and then when you crash, they bend and you can straighten it and it saves the chassis. And these are easy to straighten out again. If you look at that one, look, it's got a little bend in there and you just hold it like that. There you go, straight again. I've modified it with a Max 6 ESC, so we could actually run this on 8S lipos, but I've got to find some that fits. Front arms are a little bit of a weak spot if you crash. I did upgrade this to RPMs, but the trouble is with them, the shafts always pop out. And then if we have a look here, the stock shafts, they do occasionally break. So on this side, I put in a eBay special spring steel one. We'll see how that gets on. Just look how realistic all the suspension moves. It's even got the double shocks, just like on a real one. Here's the rear look. It's got the suspension limit straps on there as well. Next, I've got to change the connector. So I've already upgraded this to the XT90 connectors, but now I've upgraded my whole entire fleet to these IC5 connectors. And Jason from Redfin gave me this little handy little 3D printed little adapter plate. So if I take it all apart, hopefully I can screw that on top. Boom. So we need to get in here somehow and get all this hot glue off. And a good trick to get hot glue off is a bit of brake cleaner. You spray some of that on there, let it soak in, and sometimes it helps it come off. Same stuff, different can. Just give that a minute to soak in, it should just pull straight off. So on these connectors here, I've had to shave a little bit off around the edge here, and then these fit nicely into this 3D printed part. And then for it to fit into here, we have to grind just a little bit out of the chassis. Just where that lip is in there, look. And then that goes on there. And maybe I'm being silly, guys. So that screws on, but what stops these from falling out like that? If you know, let me know in the comments. I've got an idea. What about if we drill a little hole in the side, then we can lock it in with a grub screw? Boom! That'll do! Boom! We're in there. So next, let's have a look at the body. So here we are, brand new body, and I modified it slightly. So if you have a look at the inside, if you look at the old one actually, you can see it's split all over the place. These bodies are quite expensive, so I want to try and make this one last a little bit longer. So on the inside, I've put drywall tape and shoe glue. There's videos of me doing that actually on my live stream channel. There's a link to that down below if you're interested how I did it. And then I got some Gorilla Tape and just added that onto the other areas where it's likely to crack as well. So I put a little strip here, along here, in there, round the front, round the back. Basically just to strengthen up all the holes where it mounts onto the car. All right, let's get it on. Look at that, guys. Looks almost like brand new again. Oh, new body! Oh no! Next, let's see how fast it can go. Alright, stop. 46 mile an hour. You can do ATS, but we haven't got any ATS batteries. That is going to be in a future video. Alright, so here we have a professional drifting car. Here we have a not so professional UDR. We do timing as well. So we hit drag, 132 feet, and start. Be a bit more enthusiastic. Come on, this is YouTube. That's better. Oh! What happened? Alright, so read a 3.5. I don't know if that's good or not. Is that good? Don't know. Oh dear. The poor body. What happened? Round number 2. I'm ready when you lot are ready.
3, 2, 1, go!
Oh no! Oh my god! It's not looking good. Oh. Whose fault was it? Oh. Whose fault was it? Comment down below, guys. Whose fault was it?
You missing clip?
It's just a bad time to say it. Could be worse. Oh look! What about more? I've got a new body as well. Brand new though. Look.
That could have been worse.
Oh,
Could have been out.
Oh no! Look, he's laughing now. He knows it's not his. Look at that UDR drifting. Weird. Man, this UDR is so much fun. Look at it. You can drift it. Look at that drifting. Look at that go. Oh, check out this UDR. It's built a little water cooling system in there, so it's modified the speed controller for water cooling. We've got a radiator there in the original location with red fin fans. Little water pump in there, and Jason's trying to set it up. What happened?
Just sprayed me.
He was bleeding and it went...
Tastefully.
What is it you got in there?
This waterless thing.
Is it going to be a worthy modification later on? We will see. I've brought my one, and my one's got the stock power system. So if Jason can get his one working, we're going to run them both together and see which one runs cooler. We're getting a little bit technical now.
It's also awkward. So, with any luck, if I... Oh, that's all gone out the wrong way. As I can elevate that. Still not working. I think I have to abort for the time being.
Oh no.
Yeah, no.
Alright, abort. It's still in a prototype phase. Alright guys, I think it needs another tank mounting up here or something to deal with the trapped air. So we're going to come back to that in a different video.